Hello and a very belated welcome back to PetrolBlog's rubbish YouTube channel. This is me kicking myself in the arse really to get moving again because I've been rubbish at updates. Partly because there hasn't been much to update you on, but partly because I'd lost my big bottle of self-confidence somewhere in lockdown. But you know what? I came back from a really good Haynes breakfast club this morning. It's the first Sunday in June, and speaking to a few people and just getting out and about and seeing other cars has just kind of inspired me to get things moving. And as I was walking up the track to the barn, I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to set myself a challenge. So this is the first time I've announced this, but we're going to get this on the road. Not for the next breakfast meet, which is in July, partly because I don't think I'm going to be there, but actually the first one in August. So the first Sunday in August, whenever that is, with a strong wind and a bit of luck and a bit of support from you guys, this thing will be on the road. So we've got a target date now, and like I say, I can't remember what date that is in August, but you'll know, and I'll probably overlay it on the screen somewhere around here. Anyway, one of the reasons why it's all been a bit quiet on PetrolBlog is, because some of you will know I'm involved with the launch of a new classic car magazine, and I'm not going to sort of blur the lines of this video by talking too much about it, but I will make a video on that in the coming days. It's called Classic Retro Modern, and all I would say at this stage is please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please take a look at the website and consider signing up, because trust me on this, it's going to be a good magazine, it's going to be a great magazine, and there are some very petrol-bloggy cars in the first issue, including the Renault Safran, and if that's not a reason to spend £5 on the first issue, I don't know what is. Anyway, back to the 406, Project 406. Project 406 Coupe, August 2021. We're still in 2021? We are. There has been things going on, but not to the point that I thought it was worth making a video on. There's enough rubbish on the internet already without me saying, I've taken a wheel off, and then left it at that, because you need some sort of more news. And you'll know from the title that actually one of the problems has been brakes. But we'll come on to brakes in a minute. And actually, one of the things Adam White told me is brakes will always try and fight back. And I'm learning that the hard way. Brakes are a pain in the arse. Second time I've mentioned arse today. Anyway, eagle-eyed viewers will recognise or notice the bumper is back. And Adam White has done an unbelievably good job on this. I haven't totaled up how much it's cost yet. Once I factored in the cost of paint and bumper repair kit and labour, etc. But trust me, it's money well spent, because this was... I'm just going to shut that too before it hits my immaculate Peugeot bodywork. This bumper was probably beyond repair, I thought, until Adam said I can fix that. A man of his word, he has. Now, he'll be the first to point out that there are bits where you can see where it was literally in half. But you know what? I don't care, because it's no longer in half. You can remember, if you remember, that's where it completely split in two. Amazing, look at that. It's now one piece. And there were other bits over here. I'll have to overlay the video. I'll have to overlay some sort of before shot. But there were bits broken off here, tears. You can see he's done a repair job on here as well. And also one of the things he did, using Araldite, is, and by the way, I apologise if the quality of the sound's no good. I've got a new phone, haven't quite got used to it yet, so apologies if the sound is worse than normal. He's actually fixed, well, we hope it's fixed, the washer jet pipe. Hopefully that'll stay fast. But look at it, isn't it unbelievably good? We won't know on the paint match until it's on, but first impressions are amazing. And it no longer looks like a pheasant has been involved. Which brings me on to the dilemma. As you remember, the jury's out on this, but I'm of a mind to keep the mesh grille, or a sort of mesh grille, but do it beautifully, do it well, as a sort of homage to the previous owner, the late previous owner, and the pheasant, both late, of this parish, because I think it looked really good. Having said that, a chap called Ulrich, hello Ulrich, thanks for getting in touch, sent me a link, a couple of links actually. There's a original 406 Coupe grille for sale for €65, He's also sent me a link to another one for €70 in France. So it could be worth just getting the original one. And I would like your opinions on that. Grill or no grill, as Noel Edmonds would say. Well, actually, no, not grill or no grill. Mesh or no mesh. Do you want to see mesh or no mesh? It's been a long day. Been up since 5. Now, the next fun job. Oh, by the way, Adam White, thank you ever so much. I mean, superb. He's taken time off his mini build to get this bumper sorted, and it looks great. The bad news for him is he's now going to sort my ZX bumper out. Sorry, Adam, that's coming your way next. Yeah, the issue I've got are the fixings. Because all the fixings are, for want of a better word, buggered. I've got no way of reattaching this because all the fixings were rusty as hell, mismatched, and no longer fit for this world. So one of the options, I guess, is to buy one of those bumper fastening kits, which gives you kind of a jack of all trade set of fasteners, and they're quite cheap on eBay. But if anyone's got a list of all the fastenings I'm going to need to put this back on, please let me know. The reason it's not on yet, well, that's one of the reasons it's not on yet. The other reason it's not on is I've got an alternator to put on. And I'm sure you've all seen an alternator before, but AutoDoc a couple of weeks back had 45% off alternators. And as we know, this one is kaput. And I do like the way they have smiley alternators on the continent. I wish we had these rare species of alternators because they look very smiley. Remember Carol Smiley? She was always smiling. Anyway, changing rooms. There you go. Brand new alternator, well, reconditioned, remanufactured alternator, and original OEM spec. So that's great news. The bad news is I've got to fix it. And there's a great video on YouTube. It looks like it's going to be a day-long job for me. But it makes sense to have it jacked up with the bumper off for ease of access. But that's a job I've got to have to sort out sooner rather than later because I can't put the bumper on. Don't worry, the bumper's not sat here normally. That's just for your benefit. Normally it's out in bubble wrap, covered up, away from the swallow's poo. It's that time of the year, folks. Swallow poo everywhere. Right, one thing I want to say, and this is a bit haphazard because I've just kicked myself in the arse to get this moving again. That's 3 arses today. We're doing well. So I haven't really planned for this at all. However, I do want to thank, 3 people now. I've already thanked Ulrich. Oh, actually 5 people. I've already thanked Adam White as well. The last 4 or 6 video, I was inundated with people. Wasn't inundated with people, that would be weird. I was inundated with emails and texts and messages on Facebook, PetrolBlog's Facebook account, with offers of help. And in particular, I'd like to say a big thank you to Rupert, Justin and Marius. Justin was a goldmine of information, so thank you for that. Rupert was an equally goldminer of information, but he also sent me a massive document full of how-to guides, like a workshop manual, and it's been invaluable over the last couple of months in terms of researching stuff and getting to know how to do things. So massive thank you to you, Rupert. And Marius got in touch to offer me some bits. Now, if you remember, I was lacking the anti-roll bar bracket. I couldn't find one of these for love nor money. And he got in touch and said, I could send you some for free. I'm going to send in some beer of his choice when the car's back on the road, because I can't go through life taking stuff for free. But what a generous offer. When these arrived, obviously the other one's on now. So I'll show you, I'll try and overlay the picture on the YouTube channel in a minute. When they arrived, they're quite rusty, so I rubbed them down and I've just badly painted them using Hammerite. So that's great. And I managed to buy the Cape Bush from AutoDoc. And so the anti-roll bar is no longer banging. So hopefully that's another job fixed. He also sent me, and which I believe, forgive me if I'm wrong, I believe that's the brake fluid light sensor. In case mine's gone. A couple of people have said actually it's probably just a sensor gone rather than needing fluid, so we'll just whack that on, hope for the best. And he must have had a crystal ball because he sent me 2 rear brake pipes, and the rear brake pipe on the offside rear had to be, crowbarred off, if you like, for want of a better word. It was kaput. It was so rusted on. This wheel, by the way, everything underneath this wheel was so rusty, which explains, I don't know if you can see it underneath now, the anti-roll bar, but I have got the video of when I did it. Everything under here was so rusty as hell. So, getting things like the caliper bolts out, pain in the arse. A couple of guides have said that you're going to struggle to get the bolts off. Damn right, really struggling. But as you can see through there now, not only do we have a clean wheel, well, it was clean. I've cleaned these inside and out. We have new caliper, new pads, and new Brembo rear disc. So we've got all Brembo disc, Brembo pads, and a remanufactured caliper. So this is ready to go. This is great, apart from the centre cap, which is in the garage, ready to go. The reason it's not on yet is because I'm going to have to put new tyres on. But they're holding their air, which means the wheels are in good nick. But I'm going to go around the other side again. Apologies, this is totally unscripted and rubbish. But hey, that's what you're used to, and that's what you're going to get. This stuff, again, as recommended by Mr. Adam White, is it's unbelievably good. On this, I've just done it quite haphazardly, but this was covered in surface rust under here. This was absolutely caked in surface rust. You can see bits where I haven't done it yet. But I've gone around all the areas where I've had the wheels off, spraying this onto all the bars and all the exposed metal, etc. And it's done an amazing job. Yeah, this could have been done better, and it will be done better. But for now, it's stopped the rust in its tracks, and it looks damn sight better. The reason this hasn't been completed yet, I've got the disc, I've got the pads, and I say, so we talk about Breaking Bad. I really couldn't get this off. Getting this off was an absolute pain in the arse. I had to buy a new breaker bar just to get these off. It took a long time, and this car sat here for a couple of weeks because I just lost interest, I suppose is one of the better word. It was going so badly, I just left it. But the reason it's off is because we've got a brake pipe is leaking at the bottom here. So I've ordered a new one from No.2, which is this bit all the way, comes into there. So once that's in, I'll put that on, finish the brakes at the front, and jobs are good 'un. So that's on its way. So basically, hopefully by next week with a strong wind, once that part's arrived, all the brakes will be completed. So that's a job well done. And I'm really pleased with how the wheels have come up. They were absolutely caked in 130,000 miles with brake disc. Brake dust, so caked, so bad. So that might not sound like progress, but when you realise, well, if you knew what was going on in my life away from cars, you'll understand why. Partly the magazine, which is very exciting. Underneath the bonnet, I haven't serviced it yet. The oil filter, everything will be arriving very soon. Peugeot 406 owners all know that this isn't a 406 Coupe filter or scoop. It belongs to a Volvo S80 2.4 petrol. So this is part of my modifications because I don't want the air pipe going into the rear arch because that's a dreadful piece of design. Obviously it was a left-hand, right-hand drive issue, but there's a modification I can do, put a different air filter in there, put the scoop on here. I hope I got the right one. Quite excited about that. I'm not excited about doing the alternator. I'm hoping Adam White will come down of his roof tent and spend a day with me holding my hand, or I'll just watch as he does it and I get a beer. But no, I've really enjoyed working with Adam. He's a talented chap. Obviously, I'm guessing you've subscribed to his channel already, but if you haven't, make sure you do. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we've also had a dead goat recently as well. Parsnip, bitten by an adder, and died of liver failure in the end after 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, really, really sad. Parsnip was my goat as well. Why does it always rain on me? But I think that's it. I don't think I've missed anything on the 406. There's lots of other things to talk about on the fleet. The reason the Renault's there, which Renault? The reason the Megane's there is because I've got to work on she's only just been there since yesterday. I've got to sort out the offside brakes, done the near side brakes. That was an issue as well because they had to be angle grinded off. The disc was the actual screws were welded in. That was a fun job. Talk about killing your confidence in the first job. But she's on the way. She's got an immobiliser issue. But then most Renaults of the 1990s do have an immobiliser issue. And the Clio's fixed. More on that in another video. So really, that's it. I just wanted to thank everybody for their support and encouragement, and apologies for the terrible lack of videos over the last couple of months. I don't even know how long it was. I'm sure it's a couple of months. I didn't want to sort of do one video then sort of stop again for another month. I wanted to come back in earnest, and so that's the plan. So yeah, 406 on the road. Well, 406 on the way to being on the road, and I think that's it. Do check out Classic Retro Modern. Do consider a subscription, because that will make my life a lot easier, because we put a lot of effort into making the first magazine a good magazine, a great magazine. I'm terrible at self-promotion. One other thing. I don't know if you watch my channel, Finn, but I met a young guy called Finn this morning, who's 15. He owns an ML Mercedes and a Rover Mini. I believe I got that right. And he came running up to the Safran today, because a Safran is his dream car. Don't sniff, don't sneeze at that. Please, have some respect. And apparently I made his day, because he got to sit in my Safran. So listen, Finn, if you're watching this, get a Safran. Make sure your dad sees sense and buys a Safran. It makes sense. That's 16 minutes of waffle. So thank you for watching. Stay safe.